Have you ever wondered why almost every modern American house today is built out of wood and drywall, while the rest of the world still relies on solid brick? Most people assume it's just because wood is cheaper or that Americans are obsessed with fast construction. But the real history involves a series of natural disasters, a radical shift in post-war economics, and a strict change in building codes. In fact, up until the early 20th century, brick was the gold standard of American architecture. It was fireproof, durable, and a symbol of wealth, yet within just a few decades, this multi-billion-dollar industry completely vanished from residential suburbs. So, what really caused the death of the American brick house? Before we unearth the dark economic truth behind your drywall, hit that subscribe button right now to unlock daily deep dives with Why Is That 15? Let's get into it. To understand the collapse of brick, we have to look at its fatal flaw. It lacks elasticity. This became brutally clear in 1906 when a massive 7.9 magnitude earthquake struck San Francisco. While steel and wood-framed buildings bent with the earth, unreinforced brick structures shattered like glass. Bricks are fantastic at holding weight vertically. But when an earthquake shakes the ground horizontally, the mortar holding the bricks together snaps. The walls instantly turn into deadly, heavy projectiles. Engineers quickly realized that in a country prone to earthquakes and tornadoes, unreinforced brick was a death trap. This led to radical changes in building codes across the nation. Outlawing unreinforced brick forced builders to either use expensive steel reinforcement or look for a completely different material. Safety, however, was only the first blow. The final nail in the coffin came right after World War II, driven by a massive housing crisis. In 1945, millions of American soldiers returned home, got married, and started families, creating the baby boom. The demand for housing was unprecedented, and traditional bricklaying was simply too slow. Enter William Levitt, a man who applied Henry Ford's assembly line tactics to real estate. Levitt created Levittown, the first mass-produced suburb in New York. Instead of building one house at a time, his team broke construction down into 27 separate steps. Teams of specialized workers moved from plot to plot, doing only one job. Wood was perfect for this assembly line. Lumber could be pre-cut in factories, shipped to the site, and framed in a matter of hours. A brick house took weeks of highly skilled labor to build. Levitt's team could finish a wood-framed house every 16 minutes. Brick simply could not compete with that kind of speed. As the decades went on, the economic gap widened. Bricklaying is an art form that requires specialized, highly paid masons. Wood framing, on the other hand, requires carpenters, a trade that was much easier to train and much cheaper to employ in post-war America. Furthermore, America's vast geography provided an endless supply of cheap, high-quality timber from its massive forests. Transporting heavy bricks across thousands of miles was financially draining, while lightweight wood could be shipped cheaply anywhere by train or truck. At the same time, insulation technology evolved. In the past, thick brick walls were needed to keep houses warm. But with the invention of cheap fiberglass insulation and modern central heating, a thin wood wall packed with insulation could actually outperform a heavy brick wall at a fraction of the cost. Today, the classic American brick house is a relic of the past, reserved only for high-end luxury custom homes. What killed it wasn't a lack of quality, but a combination of seismic vulnerability, the extreme need for speed, and a shifting economy that favored efficiency over permanence. Modern American homes might feel like they are made of cardboard, but they are engineered to flex, trap heat, and above all, be affordable for millions. So would you risk living in a fast-built wood house, or do you prefer the permanence of brick? Drop your thoughts below, and if you want to unlock more interesting knowledge, hit that subscribe button to join Why Is That 15 right now. See you in the next episode.